Have you ever wondered if some little things you do now might be making others uncomfortable? Maybe no one has the heart to tell you. As we age, it's easy to overlook certain habits or small changes in ourselves that others around us notice right away. But the truth is, these things can stand out more than we realize, sometimes leaving a stronger impression than we intend. In this video, we're going to explore 5 ugly things you might be doing in old age that everyone notices, but nobody tells you. And I promise, this isn't about making you feel bad. It's about helping you see yourself with fresh eyes so you can make simple changes that will boost your confidence and help you feel good about the way you present yourself. Stay tuned until the end, because these insights might just change the way you see yourself forever and could even help you strengthen your relationships with the people you care about most. Let's get started. Number 1, ignoring personal grooming. One of the clearest things that people around you notice as you age, though they may never say a word, is when you start letting your personal grooming slip. This can show up in small ways at first, like forgetting to trim your nails or letting your hair grow a little too wild between cuts. You might miss a spot shaving or leave a bit of food on your face without realizing it. And sometimes when the body changes with age, it gets harder to notice when you need a touch-up or freshening up. What happens, though, is that these little details begin to add up in the eyes of others. Folks may start to quietly wonder if you are still taking pride in yourself, even though deep down you might still care just as much as you always have. They see the signs, maybe it's an unbuttoned collar that stays that way all day or shoes that have seen better days, and they wonder if you're okay, though they stay polite and don't bring it up. The reason grooming matters so much is that it sends a silent message about how you feel inside. When you take a few extra moments each day to clean up and present yourself, it shows that you respect yourself and those around you. And let me tell you, that kind of self-respect never goes unnoticed. People, whether family, friends, or even strangers, feel more at ease and positive around someone who looks like they care about the little things. For example, I once knew a man named Frank who was in his early 70s. Frank had always been sharp as a tack when it came to his appearance. But after a health scare, he started neglecting small parts of his routine. His neighbors noticed but didn't want to seem rude by mentioning it. When Frank finally realized and took time to tidy up again, he said it felt like folks treated him with more warmth and attention, just because he had taken care of those details that speak louder than we often realize. It's not about vanity or trying to look younger. It's about showing the world and yourself that you still take pride in who you are. Number 2, complaining too often. Something that quietly stands out to others, though few will ever tell you, is when complaints begin to slip into your daily conversations a little too often. It can start so small you barely notice it. Maybe it's a comment here or there about how the mail was late or how the clerk at the store wasn't as friendly as you'd like. Maybe it's frustration over the aches and pains that, let's be honest, many of us start feeling as we grow older. Before you know it, those small remarks can turn into a pattern, one that people pick up on, even if they never point it out. And here's the tricky part, they might not even realize how much it's affecting the way they feel around you. But deep down, they start to associate your presence with negativity, and that's not what any of us wants. You see, people tend to draw closer to those who lift them up, who help them feel good about themselves in the world. It's not that we should pretend everything's perfect all the time, but there's a big difference between sharing honestly about life's challenges and getting caught in a loop of constant grumbling. What often happens is that folks stop seeing the warm, wise person you are because their minds get clouded by the tone of your words. And the truth is, they care about you. They just don't know how to tell you that the steady stream of complaints wears them down. It's easier for them to nod along politely or quietly change the subject, all while feeling a little more drained each time. Think about a man like Harold, an 80-year-old I once knew. Harold had a heart of gold and was sharp as a whip, but after his wife passed, he started to see the world through a gloomier lens. His friends loved him dearly, but over time they began to visit less often. Not because they stopped caring, but because every conversation seemed to revolve around what was wrong. Harold didn't realize this at first. To him, he was just sharing his day, being real about the small frustrations. But one afternoon, his granddaughter gently pointed out that when he talked about good memories, everyone leaned in and smiled. That was a turning point for Harold. He made an effort, not to hide his feelings, but to balance them, to share the joys and gratitude along with the struggles. And wouldn't you know, his visitors started staying longer, laughing more, and leaving with lighter hearts. There's a powerful lesson here. The words we choose, especially as we get older, shape not only how others see us, but how we feel about ourselves. When we focus on what's still good in life, when we make room for small moments of joy or kindness, people feel that energy and want to be near it. It's not about ignoring pain or pretending things are perfect. It's about choosing what we shine a light on. So, the next time you feel tempted to share another complaint, pause and ask yourself, is this the story I want to tell today? Could I balance it with something hopeful, something kind? That simple choice can make all the difference in how connected you feel to those around you. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 3, interrupting or dominating conversations. One of the more unnoticed but deeply felt things that can happen as we age is that we sometimes find ourselves interrupting others or steering conversations toward our own stories, a bit more often than we realize. This isn't done out of rudeness or with bad intentions. In fact, more often than not, it comes from a good place, a desire to connect, to share hard-earned wisdom, or to relate to what someone else is saying. But here's what happens while we're eager to contribute. Those around us, especially younger folks, can start to feel overshadowed. They might begin to hold back their thoughts or stop opening up altogether simply because they feel there's no space left for their voice in the conversation. And sadly, they rarely tell us this outright. They just smile, nod, and let us talk, all while quietly pulling away over time. The heart of the matter is that everyone, no matter their age, wants to feel heard and valued. When we jump in too quickly or redirect the topic to our own experiences, even if we mean well, we can unintentionally send the message that what they have to say doesn't matter as much. And that's not what any of us want. It's easy to miss the subtle cues. A grandchild who stops telling their stories, a friend who becomes quieter at coffee, a neighbor who listens but no longer shares. They're not upset with us. They're just adjusting, trying to find space for themselves in the dynamic. And we, without realizing it, are missing precious chances to learn from them, to see the world through their eyes, to keep growing in our relationships. I remember my old friend Walter, who was about 83 when this started happening. Walter was one of the smartest men I knew, full of fascinating stories from his time as a teacher and community leader. But somewhere along the way, his stories began to take over every visit. His children stopped calling as often, not because they didn't love him, but because they felt like they couldn't get a word in. When Walter finally noticed, it stung, but it also opened his eyes. He began practicing the art of listening first, asking questions, letting others share before he spoke. And the result? His family started seeking him out more, eager to hear his thoughts because they knew he would also take time to truly hear theirs. This is a reminder that conversations are a two-way street, no matter how much experience we bring to the table. The gift we give by listening is one of the most powerful ways to show respect and love. It tells people, I see you, I value you, I'm here to learn from you too. And when we do speak, our words carry even more weight because they come from a place of balance and care. So, the next time you're in a conversation, pause for a heartbeat. Before you jump in, let the other person finish their thought. You might be surprised at how much deeper your connections become. Number 4, dressing in worn out or mismatched clothes. Another thing that folks around you notice, though they'll almost never bring it up, is when your clothing choices start to look a little too worn out, mismatched, or neglected. Now, this isn't about keeping up with the latest styles or trying to look like someone half your age. Far from it. This is about those small details that quietly send a message to others about how much pride and care you're putting into how you present yourself to the world. Over time, it's easy for things like faded shirts, pants with frayed hems, or shoes that have seen better days to slip into our daily rotation. We get comfortable with our old favorites, and sometimes we stop noticing how tired they might appear to others. And while people may smile and greet you warmly, they do see it. They may wonder if you're feeling down, if you're struggling in some way, or if you've simply stopped caring about those outward signs of self-respect. The truth is, clothing tells a story long before you open your mouth to speak. When you put on a clean, well-fitting outfit, even if it's simple or modest, it shows that you value yourself, that you're ready to meet the day with dignity. People feel that. They respond to it, often without even realizing why. And here's the thing, it doesn't take a fancy wardrobe or expensive clothes to achieve that. It takes a little attention, a little effort to choose clothes that are in good condition, that fit well, and that reflect the pride you have in yourself. I once knew a man named Leonard, about 75, who lived alone after his wife passed. Leonard had always dressed sharp when his wife was around, but in time he started grabbing whatever was at hand. Pants that didn't quite match his shirt, scuffed shoes, jackets with missing buttons. His daughter finally sat him down one day, gently pointing out that when he dressed as he used to, he seemed happier and people seemed to light up more around him. Leonard took it to heart. He didn't go out and buy all new clothes. He simply cleaned and mended what he had, chose his outfits with a little more care. And you know what? He said he felt like a new man. People treated him differently, and he carried himself with more energy and joy. This isn't about impressing others for the sake of appearances. It's about honoring yourself, showing the world that you still care, that you're still engaged with life. And when you do that, people notice. They feel it. They're drawn to it. So the next time you reach into your closet, take a moment to look at what you're choosing. Ask yourself, does this reflect the pride I feel inside? That small step can make a big difference in how others see you and how you feel about yourself. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 5, showing impatience in public. One of the most quietly noticed, yet rarely mentioned, behaviors that can start to appear more often with age is a tendency to show impatience in public settings. You might not even realize you're doing it. It could be a deep sigh when the line at the store moves slowly, a sharp word when the cashier fumbles with change, or a grumble when the doctor keeps you waiting longer than you expected. These moments of frustration may feel small and justified after all. Everyone gets impatient sometimes, but what people remember is not the delay or the mix-up itself. What stays with them is how we handle those moments. And here's the part that's hard to hear when we show impatience. Especially as older adults, it often makes others feel tense or uncomfortable, even if they understand where we're coming from. They may not say anything, but they do take notice. The reason this matters so much is that how we carry ourselves in those small, everyday moments shapes how others see us and how they feel in our presence. When we stay calm, kind, and patient, even in the face of little annoyances, we're offering a gift to the people around us. We're showing them that wisdom and grace don't fade with age. In fact, they can shine brighter. On the other hand, when impatience shows through too often, folks may quietly distance themselves. They might decide not to invite you on errands, or they might feel hesitant about outings, all because they worry about how you might react if something goes wrong. Let me share a story about a man named Raymond, who was around 80. Raymond had always been known for his good humor, but after his wife's passing and some health challenges, he found his patience wearing thinner. He'd snap at clerks or grumble in waiting rooms. His daughter, who loved taking him out, began making excuses not because she didn't want to spend time with him, but because the tension those moments caused made outings less joyful. When Raymond realized this, it was a turning point. He made it a personal goal to take a deep breath, smile, and let the little things slide. Over time, his outings became pleasant again, not just for him, but for everyone around him. People noticed. Strangers smiled back. Clerks were kinder. His daughter once again looked forward to their time together. This goes to show that patience is more than just a virtue. It's a way of spreading calm and positivity wherever you go. And it's something that, with a little mindfulness, we can all practice no matter our age or circumstances. The next time you feel that familiar rush of frustration, pause. Take a breath. Remember that in that moment, you have the power to choose kindness, and that choice will leave a lasting impression on everyone you meet. Final thoughts. As we wrap up this video, I hope you'll take a quiet moment to reflect on these 5 things we've explored today. Which one of these stood out to you the most? Is there something in your daily life that you recognize? Something small that you might want to approach with fresh eyes? Remember, none of this is about being perfect or hard on yourself. We've all been there. Every one of us, as we age, picks up habits or patterns that slip in without our noticing. The good news is that with just a little awareness, we can shift those habits and bring more warmth, dignity, and connection into our lives. Each of these points isn't just about how others see you, it's about how you see yourself and how you can continue to show up in the world as the kind, thoughtful, and confident person you truly are. So I invite you to think about one small step you can take today, whether it's pausing before a complaint, listening a bit longer before sharing a story, or choosing an outfit that helps you feel proud and comfortable. It's those little choices that add up, that help you feel good in your skin and encourage others to draw closer to you. What stood out to you the most? Which of these signs do you see in yourself? Or which one do you feel you can embrace moving forward? Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.